Ninjas, how are you doing? It's your girl, Owamie aka Miss Fearful, collaborating back for all entertainment. If it's the first time you remember, welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love it, and do not forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's at boldly Owamie. Now I saw Ninja say that, oh my gosh, your wig is late for the gods, and I'm just like, thank you, girl. I just laid it this morning, so for the fact that, like, you know, I did put in a bit of effort with my wig today. So the fact that a ninja recognized a ninja after my own heart, thank you so much. Anyway, ninjas, let's go ahead and get into this chende, which obviously is not something that is pleasant, and unfortunately on this one I am actually going to dip all my 10 toes. I'll actually go and borrow both my sisters, so 30 toes down. I'm standing on this business. A 22-year-old is a child, especially when an adult is concerned, especially when a 30-year-old plus is involved. Now, I've been seeing you guys' comments, and I actually wanted to go live. I just might, but I just felt I wanted to get this point across. Guys, a 22-year-old is a child. And that's my opinion, of course. The law says that from 18 you're an adult. I personally feel like, you know, there are countries where you're not even allowed to drink until you're 21. And I'm just like, at least they get it. At least they get it. Because even then at 21, you really truly are still young. You understand? But remember, guys, that if the government had actually come out here and said a 14-year-old is an adult, we would have men that are sleeping with 14-year-olds. Would have men that are over 30s, over 40s that are pursuing 14-year-olds because the law says that they're adults. You, as especially when you're a woman and I see your comments, it breaks my heart, because I'm like, it's either you're still young, or you literally, I don't know, like you've not learned anything growing up. I don't know. Like if you're over 30 and you still look at a 22-year-old and say, no, that's an adult. Did she know what she was doing? We don't know the mental state that she was in at that point. But I can definitely guarantee you guys that a 22-year-old is not ready for a relationship with a 31-year-old. Like, honestly, that is what I truly, fully believe. I don't think that a 22-year-old is ready to be in a relationship with a 31-year-old. It's not even just about the age gap. We're looking at how young this girl is, how young this child is. Now, to those that were saying that, oh, you know, now I'm being disrespectful to the family of the deceased, if it is seen as disrespect, I really truly do apologize, because those are not my intention. Personally, for me, when a story comes, I am going to talk about a story. It's a story for me. Of course, I'm not emotionally involved. There are situations where I'm emotionally involved, and there are situations where I'm not emotionally involved. If you're part of the family and this hurts you, I would advise just don't watch this video, and I'm super sorry for that. I'm not saying that the guy deserved to die. 1,000%, I'm not saying that. What happened is 1,000% wrong. I fully agree with that. Should she be arrested? 1,000%, and she is arrested. However, what I also want to say here is that I personally feel she also was a victim. She also was a victim. Where an adult is involved, we cannot hold a child accountable. Like, that's personally what I believe, because between the two, one knows what they're doing more than the other, and the high chances are it's the adult. It's very rare to find a 22-year-old mentally manipulating a 31-year-old, but it's mostly common that a 31-year-old will mentally manipulate a 22-year-old. Now, when I'm saying this, I'm simply saying that I don't believe that a 22-year-old is nowhere close ready to be dating a man that is in his 30s. Because for me, I personally also don't believe that a man in his 30s is going to look at a 22-year-old and look at that child. Well, some of you guys don't see them as children, and then say, oh my gosh, I've found a wife. And in majority of the cases, guys, if you want to know, go to Helen Beck, go to Madam Speaker's podcast. Go to this podcast where older women are coming in and they're talking. You will see where it starts. It starts with them very, very young. It's not even like you are taking these kids and dating them to treat them right. Like, that's personally my thing. Like, I'm just like, It's not even like, oh, you are saying that, oh, you know, you don't want older women and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that is great. They say that's what, well, not great. Like, for me, I don't care. The only issue comes when you're now going after children, like going after very young children that are like literally on that borderline of, well, they're adults. The law says that they are adults. We have certain laws that says women should not speak at all. Does that make the law like what is actually the standard of right and wrong? I personally don't believe. So when you are now going to be with someone that is so young, and you are going to act the way that you know you're going to act, because you have a reason why you go for someone so young, you do not know how they're going to react, because they also don't know how they're going to react, because they have not even been long enough in this earth, like, to know how to even react. Like, I don't know how to say this, but to control their emotions. That is why we have kids that throw tantrums. It's like going to a 3-year-old and expecting that 3-year-old to grasp and understand the concept. It's something that will never happen. I'm not saying that a 22-year-old is not aware. A 22-year-old is aware. But do I think that a 22-year-old is aware enough to be dealing with a man in his 30s? I don't think so. That's my opinion. That's what I'm saying. But the part that shocks me the most is that when it came to the Alabuga program, everyone was on the same page. A 22-year-old is a child. Everyone, I didn't see a single person saying no, but remember, like, an 18-year-old is an adult. The law says that they are an adult. The law does no. I never saw anyone. Actually, if anyone was like, wait, guys, there's a red flag here, was when the age group was 18 to 2. I think it was 22 or 23. That age group alone, everyone was like, that was the biggest first red flag. And they were right, because we all know and understand that an 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-old, they have not even been grown enough to regulate their emotions. Sure, they have an ID that says that they're an adult, but we all understood that these are still children. Something is fishy. But it's the same people that were saying that the Alabuga program, hey, the children, what, that are now claiming that a 22-year-old is an adult. You guys, only because a man is involved. So anyone that is going to be here saying, no, but she's an adult, she's 22, dealing with a man in his 30s, it's either it's a man or it's a pygmisha. Like, personally, that's me. You want to be picked, and I hope they pick you quick so that we can rest from you. Because in which universe is a 22-year-old an adult when dealing with a man in his 30s? I will never ever subscribe to what some of you guys are subscribed to. I will never. And I saw that there are men that are so pissed in the comment section. There are men that are so pissed with me. Like literally, like, oh, she's not a mother, she's an auntie. That's why, listen, to be a mother or even to love a child, it's not only by birth. I love my son died to death. Like, let me tell you, down. And you know what I'm going to teach my son? I'm going to teach my son that do not be an old man that is running around with young kids. Like, that's something that my son will be taught. And he will grow up knowing it. It's something that I will instill in him. There is right and there is wrong. Mind you, men all over the world had to have a law tell them that you cannot sleep with children. I remember there was once that I saw this video. I think that man was in Nigeria or something, and they asked Muri, like, if you had one thing that you could do, like, if you were given a chance to say this is one thing and you can choose, whatever you say now is what would actually happen. Like, if you had one wish granted and it would just happen, what would it be? Can you believe this man opened his dirty, stinking mouth? I don't know if it's dirty and stinking, but for me, like, what came out was rotten, so I would just assume dirty and smelling. He literally said that I would decrease the age of consent. He didn't say I would get the cure for cancer, I would end poverty. We all know that Nigeria is one of the most impoverished countries in the world. This man didn't even go for his own country, so I would end hunger in Nigeria. He went for I would decrease the age of consent, because it's like men all over the world have to be told, stop dealing with kids. What's wrong with you guys? What's wrong? Like, no, honestly, what is wrong? this instance, she's gonna be tried. Think about it. She's like now 22. By the time she's like 35, like by the time she's like my age, if that guy was to even be brought forth, even if let's say this whole thing didn't happen, high chances are, and let me tell you guys something, the highest chances are she wouldn't even date him. She wouldn't even look his way. She wouldn't. And now she's about to go to jail for so long. It's so unfortunate that the guy died. It really is. And remember, this is not for him. Him and that girl, their story is done. I'm saying this to say, if you are a 22-year-old and you're dating an old man, if you're a 23-year-old, you're dating an old man, if you are legal, let me say that, and you're dating old people, you don't have the, you're not mentally equipped. You don't have the mental capacity to date that person. They will leave you traumatized. There is a reason that same person is not dating people closer to their age. It's not because of old women are difficult. It's because he knows and understands that you are easier to manipulate because you're young. You are not going to be able to hold him accountable for his actions because he knows all the tricks to control you. It's like an Owamie right now, and they say, we're going to give you a 25-year-old that you are going to date a guy. Let me tell you something. Like, that child will be traumatized for life when I'm done with him. Because I know so much. Like, you want to tell me about gaslighting a child? A 24-year-old? I will gaslight you to a point where you will even believe you were never born. Like, you were literally picked from the mountain somewhere. I have the capabilities because I'm an adult. And if you are a man that choose to go for young kids, you should understand that something is wrong with you because you're not really looking for a relation. You're not looking for that connection. Like you're not looking for someone that you guys would be equally yoked. It means that high chances you are just going for her body because you know that it's young, you know that her mind is untainted, so she'll be easier to control. And those are stuff that obviously this men, they know, because it's not all men. It's not all men that actually do this. We have men that literally will only date women closer to their age. But there's an issue when you pass all these people, you even move from that block of 30 to 25. You move from that and you even go lower. There's something wrong. There is something wrong. And you know, I feel so sorry for this generation. I won't even lie to you. I feel so sorry for this generation because the consumption that these children, the things that these children consume now is rubbish, most of them. A lot of those stuff are rubbish. And that's why I've even told you guys that if I really wanted to just have so many followers and be followed by everyone and be loved by people, I would be one that was preaching, you know what, married men this, it's all about the bag, it's about this and that. Truth of the matter is that the truth hurts and you're not going to be loved for it. That's how it is, and that is fine. That is okay, because I feel like we have enough people that talk about things that in the future these kids are gonna sit down, look at, and be like, oh my god, I regret a lot of stuff that I actually did. You understand? At least let there be someone that can actually say, girl, they're using you. Some of them even like this notion of, you know, I don't date young girls, but you are so mentally mature, you're different. You think like an adult. That's why I'm with you. I like your mind. That is the first biggest manipulation. They don't think you think like an adult. If they thought you thought like an adult, they'd be with an adult. Did you hear that statement? If they thought you thought like an adult, they would be with an adult. They don't have to go to a child to look for an adult in a child. They would just be with an adult. These men know exactly what they're doing. So please, as a young girl, don't be manipulated into dating this old man. Don't. And you know, one advice I would give, try start searching for content of people that actually talk life, not death. Because if not, I'm telling you, you're going to lose your life. You're either going to lose your life to death, you're going to lose your life to jail, you're going to lose your life. There's a lot of stuff that can actually happen. And we even find young children who deal with older people, and then let's say maybe you hear a story of, oh, you know, who she actually caught her boyfriend cheating and she killed herself. But those people, we never speak about them, because remember, it wasn't a man that killed them, they killed themselves. But look at the reason behind. Let's fight for our little sisters. Let's fight for our little sisters. I'm so against relationships wherein the girl is so young. Like anyone, even a boy. Like let kids be kids. Let them date each other until they're now adults and they can make informed decisions. Or this is what I want. I even saw someone say, hey, my daughter is 22 or 23. She finished her second degree. She's on her third degree. Hey, what. And I think what this mother was trying to prove a point of, her daughter is actually 22 or 23 and she's an adult because of all these degrees. And let me tell you something. Your degrees, your honors, your masters, your PhDs mean zero in the school of life. They mean absolutely nothing in the school of life. Those just put you up to say you can get a good job, you can have money. That is it. It doesn't teach you anything about life. Like, that's my personal opinion. If degrees had all we have so many educated fools. Educated idiots. So many. Like, you will find someone that is so highly educated taking life decisions that even somebody that didn't go to school would be like, what nonsense and rubbish is this? Look at Nandi Pama Goodman. Where is she? Is she not a whole entire doctor? How many years did she study in school? She's a medical doctor. She went to school, she studied, she passed. But look at her life decisions. She's just one that we can give an example of. Many are there. And if that is an adult, what more of a child? So just because when you gave birth to a genius, just because when you gave birth to a child that is bright in school, does not mean that that is an adult. That's still a child. And those are the ones that you literally need to care for more, because of the brightness that they have. They will attract rubbish, which is this old disgusting men that see children as women. Leave children alone. Let kids be kids, please. I don't know how much I should say this. Just because the law says an 18-year-old is an adult, not for me, I don't look at an 18-year-old as an adult. I look at them as still a child. They still can't even really make decisions for themselves. It's just that we're living in a very fast world now. We're living in a fast world, so you have to be an adult fast. You have to be responsible fast. If you're in America at 18, your parents have a right to even kick you out, and they do. And it's legal, you know, get out of my house, you're 18 now, you're this and this. But they're literally still children, and that's in my personal opinion, of course. You understand? So I think it's just high time that we look at things sometimes as they are. Does it mean that I'm not saying that my condolences? No, I am saying my condolences. But it doesn't mean that, oh, because I'm saying my condolences, I should just be shut up of what I'm also saying. What is a 31-year-old doing with a 22-year-old? For me, that child is not even mentally equipped. But anyway, that is that. And I think this will be that on this whole chain day. That's my stance. That's where I stand. I would like to say my deepest condolences once again. And I also like, I feel sad. I really honestly feel sad. This situation is just a sad situation. But if you are young, you are in a relationship with an old man, he's taking advantage of you, I'm advising you now, leave it. And it even tends to be those where they leave older women because they believe, you know, they are uncontrollable or they are difficult, right? We are difficult. They come to you as a child. They control you, right? Because for you, you're getting groomed. You're easier to control. What happens when you get to a point where you are uncontrollable? Because at the end of the day, you will also grow. That's when the abuse now starts, because they don't want a partner. They want a yes ma'am, a yes sir. So now when he starts to say do this and you say no, and he says there's no other way that I can control her, that's when he starts raising his hand on you. That's when now all this nightmare and everything starts. When you're still young, you also care about what people are going to say so much. I don't know why it's like that, but when you're young, you care about abantu bazothini syndrome. And that's why many women, they actually stay in abusive marriages throughout their 20s, because they are still in the abantu bazothini. When you're in your 30s, that's when, for a lot of us, that rubbish starts to go off the window. We don't care. They know that. So for you to even walk away, it's going to be very difficult. By the time you walk away, you have got 4 kids now. Now you want to walk away. How am I going to walk away? Because this man, basically, I didn't go to school. I was with an old man from this young age. He didn't want me to go to varsity because he was supporting me. He said he doesn't have a wife that works. He does everything for me. He knows that he's actually keeping you, because with no finances, where are you going to go in your old age? Now, once he has done, he's given you many kids, because that's one thing that men will do. He has financially destabilized you. You are in your 30s, you've never worked a day in your life. You don't even know where to start. If you had that degree, your degree has been sitting home for 7 years. Which company is going to hire you now when all the models have refreshed? They were in the first what, now they're in the 8th edition. Your degree has been sitting there. When you go to apply, they ask, okay, what is your previous work experience? No, nothing. They know it's going to be difficult for you. And that's how they do it. I'm telling you. Now you're stuck. You want to live, but you can't, because what are your children going to eat? You can't leave your kids. You don't want to do it. You know when you leave, you don't even have a job. Where are you going to go? Be careful. That's all I'm going to say, especially to young girls. Like, this is not for the men that are busy swearing in my comment section, because clearly, if you are someone that is dating a very young girl, as well, it's not like it's something that you're going to stop. But all I'm simply saying is that if you're a young girl, you're a ninja, and you think with this old man is where it's at, let me tell you something. They are just stealing your youth. And unfortunately, they might drive you crazy, because you are drivable. You're still young. Your mind can go anywhere. Protect yourself, protect your space, protect your future. And most importantly, protect your womb.